I would like to introduce my brother, my best friend, the Speaker of the House, and God willing, the next governor of the state of Michigan.
Thank you, John. To my family, my friends and neighbors, and to my colleagues, thank you for coming today. I don't have to tell you that these are difficult times in Michigan. Too many of our people are suffering. Too many businesses have closed their doors, and too many families have left our state. But I believe that Michigan's future can be bright. We have the power to change our destiny. We have the people to do it. We have the resources to do it. And most of all, I believe we have the will to do it. My wife, Carol, and I were... My wife, Carol, and I were born and raised here in Redford Township. Her mother and my parents still live here. And although my career in business and public service has taken me to New York City, and Washington, D.C., and Arizona, I returned to Redford to settle down, marry, and raise my 4 children. It's the best decision I've ever made. Yeah, I love Michigan. There is no place I would rather be. It's the place where I was born and grew up and made lifelong friends and pursued my dreams. It's America at its finest, where ingenuity and hardworking families converge to forge the American dream. And that's why it pained me to read a few months ago that Michigan had lost a greater share of its young people in the last decade than any other state. In raw numbers, we lost 250,000 of our young people. They went elsewhere to grow up, go to school, start a family, and pursue their dreams. Young people are Michigan's most valuable resource. If we were losing our lakes and streams at this rate, we would declare a state of emergency. This exodus flies in the face of the great history of Michigan, a place where people came from around the world in huge numbers to pursue good jobs and a better life. Those people included 3 of my 4 grandparents, one from Limerick, Ireland, one from Maidstone, Ontario, and one from Dunkirk, New York. We who love the state cannot allow this exodus to continue. We have to make Michigan a place where young people want to stay or even move to in order to pursue their dreams. For me, this is personal. My wife, Carol, and I have 4 children growing up here in Redford. Nothing means more to us than our kids. They may go elsewhere to pursue their careers and eventually start their own families, not too soon, I hope. But I want those 2 decisions to be made out of choice and not necessity. That's why I believe there's one overriding challenge facing our state. We need to get our economy back on track. We need to pursue the businesses and jobs of the future so our children and their children can call Michigan home. And that's why today I'm announcing my candidacy for governor. This needs to be more than just another political campaign with the usual battle lines, because this is not about Democrats versus Republican or business versus labor. It's not about Detroit versus the rest of the state. Councilman Pugh, welcome here today. And Sheriff Napoleon, thank you for coming. All of us who live here must have one common goal, and that's making Michigan a source of good jobs and opportunity again. And our next governor must have more than just the desire to create jobs. He or she must have a vision for how we get there and a record for getting things done. As many as you know, I was in business before politics. For 20 years, I worked in the private sector, and I spent 10 years working for and with troubled businesses. I saw firsthand the decline of our manufacturing base. And I learned firsthand how the private sector works, and I know what it needs to succeed. And while I'm relatively new to Lansing, I know one thing for sure. If we're going to find solutions to our economic challenges, we need to set aside partisan differences and put Michigan first. We also need to instill a sense of urgency in state government, so it's not a barrier to employers looking to invest and grow in our state. Because the auto industry developed here, Michigan has always been the epicenter of American ingenuity in engineering and technology. And despite the downturn in automotive, that capacity still exists today. We must refocus that expertise on the growth industries like hybrids and battery technology. That way, the state that gave the world the production line in the 20s and formed the arsenal of democracy in the 40s can provide the next generation of green technology in 2010 and beyond. In short, my vision for Michigan's future is based on creating good jobs in growing sectors of the economy and in making certain the people of Michigan are prepared for those jobs. This is not beyond us. We have the tools to succeed. Despite our recent economic challenges, we remain second in the nation in research and development, whether that come from our private sector or our great research universities. Our second largest industry, agriculture, is a $70 billion industry with the second most diverse product offering in the country. We have unparalleled assets for tourism, the Great Lakes, inland lakes, great golf courses, snowmobile trails, ski resorts, and excellent hunting and fishing. We also offer terrific quality of life through our arts and our sports teams and our entertainment venues. But most importantly, we have the spirit that gives workers the courage to go back to school to gain the 21st century job skills or to quit their jobs and start new businesses. We are America at its best. We have the engineers, the advanced manufacturing expertise, the skilled workforce, and infrastructure to emerge from this 10-year economic slide. In fact, it's already started with the new alternative energy investments at the Ford Wixom plant, GE's plans to hire 1,400 engineers at its Van Buren Township location, Dow Corning's Sustainable Energy Park in Midland, Michigan, and the high-tech companies that are moving to locate next to them, the growing battery technology investments for research and development, engineering, manufacturing, and final assembly, Google's decision to locate in Ann Arbor, and IBM's decision to locate in East Lansing to be near the talent graduating from our great research universities. And right here at Detroit Diesel, where incentives from the 21st Century Jobs Fund that I helped to create led down there to locate their new hybrid operations right here in our state.